averaged $1,503. So that is one of the biggest updates for 2020. We do not know if we will get a cost of living increase for 2021. We normally do not get that actuary report from our trustees and actuaries until the fall of each year. So I'm sure with tax season being pushed back 3 months, I'm sure everything else is probably going to be pushed back a little bit further once they can get everything together. But I tell everyone, you will normally hear about it before we do, because the reports are already out in the media, and then we'll log into work, and that's where we'll get our emails from our headquarters.
Takia?
Yes.
Before you continue, I just wanted to let everybody know that we are recording this session, and just to let you know that, and that it will be, we'll upload it to our webpage sometime next week. So just wanted to let everybody know that we are recording the session.
Okay. Also, what changed this year was the amount that you could work and earn while you are collecting your retirement benefits. So for individuals who are under their full retirement age, and that is anywhere between 62 and 67, depending on the year that you were born. If you are under that age, you can work and earn up to $18,240 a year without it affecting your payments. If you go over that $18,240, for every $2 you go over, Social Security wants $1 back. Now, the year that you reach your full retirement age, and that's the beginning of that year. So if I was reaching my full retirement age in 2020, January 1st of 2020, this rule applies. You are now able to earn $48,600 a year without it affecting your payments. If you go over that $48,600, for every $3 you go over, Social Security wants $1 back. And then the month that you reach your full retirement age, there is no limit to how much you can work and earn. It will not affect your Social Security retirement benefits. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you are looking forward to collecting your full Social Security benefit, you could then file for that benefit at that time and still continue to work, and it will not affect your Social Security payments. Oh, I like that nice reaction. Also, what changed this year under the Supplemental Security Income Rules, or SSI, the federal payment standard for an individual is $783 a month, or for a couple, it is now $1,175 a month. For individuals, the resource limit is still $2,000, as well as the couple's resource limit is $3,000. And I know Sandra had a question earlier when we were in our chat regarding this lovely couple who would like to get married, but their SSI benefits will be cut. And yes, that is a federal law. And if there are two individuals receiving SSI and they are married, living in the same household, their maximum benefit they can receive together is $1,175 a month. So each of them will not be eligible to receive the $783. So I know there was a question about, like I said, the cost of living. And here at Social Security, we want you to know that, yes, we will still be here for you in the future. I know there are quite a few news stories that are coming out regarding Social Security and any cuts that may be coming, but there has not been anything done to the program. There's nothing that in the foreseeable future that we see that will be cuts in this program. What I always tell everyone is that Congress is actually the one that makes the changes to the Social Security program, and then the president will just sign those into law. That's how it works. So the Congress, your congressperson, is actually who makes those changes for Social Security. So our two Social Security trust funds, which are old age, survivor, and disability insurance, they will be able to pay all the benefits in full and on time through the year 2035. Our trust funds have always reached the brink of asset reserve depletion in the past, but Congress has made substantial modifications to avoid this. But if Congress does not act before 2035, the trust funds will still be able to pay 80% of each benefit due. Now, last year, we were only projected through 2034. This year, we got a little boost up to 2035. It was also 79% last year, and now we're up to 80. So this is all with Congress not making any modifications to the Social Security trust funds. So if they don't act between now and 2035, we give them, I say 14 years and not 15. If you're receiving $1,000 a month currently, if no changes are made before 2035, your payment will be reduced to $800. And again, this is the latest report from our trustees. And once we get the new report, of course, everything will be updated. For Social Security benefits, there are 3 ways for you to apply for benefits. You can apply online at our website, which, if you haven't noticed, is strategically placed at the bottom of the screen. It's socialsecurity.gov. You can call our 800 number and schedule an appointment with your local office, or you can log on to our website, which is ssa.gov/locator, and that will give you your local office's address, phone number, and fax number. Once you log onto our website, this is normally what the page will look like. This lovely tile here has been replaced with a beautiful COVID-19 tile telling us what our response is during the pandemic. Where I want you to click at is right down here at the bottom that says My Social Security. Once you click that, you will be at the screen here where I want you to sign in or create an account if you do not already have one. A My Social Security account gives you access to all of your Social Security services and your Social Security information. If you are receiving benefits or Medicare, with the My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card if you meet certain requirements. You can get a benefit verification letter as proof that you are receiving benefits. You can check your benefit and payment information and your earnings record if you are still working. You can change your address or phone number. You can start or change your direct deposit. You can request a replacement Medicare card. And you can also get a replacement 1099 or 1042S for tax season. So this account is very important for us right now while everything is moving online and virtually. So it is very important that if you do need to access any of your Social Security accounts, if you're receiving retirement, disability, SSI, any type of these benefits, you want to get this account so that you're able to get these services through us online. There is no other way to apply for a replacement Social Security card online unless you have a My Social Security account. So if you are like me and you do not receive benefits from Social Security, with that My Social Security account, you can still get that replacement Social Security card. You can check the status of your application or your appeal. You can get a benefit verification letter as proof that you are not receiving any benefits. And most important, you can get your Social Security statement to review. We used to mail them out every year around your birthday, and they come on that green and white form. Now, the only way to get this is online through the My Social Security account. It is very important that you check that account at least once a year to verify the amounts that we have posted are correct. It gives you the estimates of your future retirement, disability, and survivor benefits for your family if you were to pass away. It also gives you your estimated Social Security and Medicare taxes that you paid. Most important, those earnings on that record are what we use to process your benefit amount for retirement and disability. So you do want to check that again once a year to make sure what we have on that statement are correct. We also have enhanced security for the My Social Security accounts. So each time that you sign in, you will complete 2 steps. You will enter your username and password, and then you will enter a security code that we will send either by text or email, depending on your choice. I would love to tell you how amazing I think the 2 steps are, but I just realized today that I had to constantly enter it off of my laptop. So every time I got a new code and I had to go back in every time I got locked out. But it's great because that means the security is working. It just irritates you a little because you keep getting about 3 or 4 alerts as you keep trying to log back into the account. If you do not have an account, there are 4 easy steps for you to be able to open one. Again, you go to our website, socialsecurity.gov/my account. You want to select sign in or create an account. You're going to provide some personal information to verify your identity. Then you'll choose that username and password and how you want to get that secondary security code, and then you're able to create your account. So no matter what type of device you're using, a desktop, a laptop, a smartphone, a tablet, the My Social Security portal will automatically readjust to fit the appropriate screen size for you to be able to easily access your account.
Okay, there's a question
Okay.
in the chat box. It says both get Social Security, not SSI. Is it the same for them?
No. The SSI is that's the only one that gets cut with the couples because that is a needs-based program. If they're both receiving Social Security, let's say retirement or even survivor benefits, I think I heard Sandra say someone was 69. So if that say that was a widow and she's receiving those benefits, because she's over 60, if she remarries, her benefits won't be cut. As long as those are actual, like the Social Security, retirement, disability, or survivor benefits. The only benefits that would be cut are SSI benefits for couples. Any other questions in the chat, Nancy? It looks like you said no, so I'm going to go ahead and take that.
I'm sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. No, there aren't any more at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, if you can assist someone in creating a My Social Security account. If they are with you and they have their own email address, they can answer the out of wallet questions, which are the security questions, and they have been appointed a payee. So these are the people that you can assist with setting up an account. Now, you cannot create a My Social Security account on behalf of another person by using that person's information or identity, even if you have that person's written permission. Very important. So here's my example. You cannot create an account for another person with whom you have a business relationship, with whom you are a representative payee, or for whom you are an appointed representative. So I cannot create an account for my spouse without their knowledge. I can assist them in creating their account. So I want to make that very clear. Also very, very important. Since everyone has been working from home, scams have increased. I get probably at least 2 calls a day from our general public asking if this call was real or not. When you get these scam calls, it's 3 tips that you want to use to protect yourself. Of course, you want to understand the threat. Please know that Social Security will never call and threaten you for information, nor will we tell you that we need money in order to unsuspend your Social Security number. Social Security does not suspend Social Security numbers. We do not threaten our clients, nor do we request money or gift cards in order to provide any services. You also want to exercise caution whenever you're receiving a call for someone that is requesting your personal information. I get scam calls all the time. I love it when they say they're from Social Security because I can then engage with them and ask quite a few questions. Now, I love to do that because I understand that threat and I know how to exercise caution. I do not suggest that my public engage with the scammers in any way as I do. Please don't do that. But you also want to make sure that you secure your information. So again, do not give out your name, date of birth, social security number, address, bank information. Again, if anyone is telling you that you need to provide any type of monetary payment to receive something from that agency, be it SSA or IRS or ICE, any agency, those are scam calls because none of those agencies will request money for any type of thing at the job. Now, Social Security does contact citizens, generally those people who have ongoing business with us. So we do call by telephone for customer service purposes. So if you know you're approaching 65 and you're receiving SSI, someone from Social Security may be calling you to take a Medicare application because you'll be 65. But that's only for SSI clients. Now, if you have an appeal pending with us and you want to check it, or you've called in to check that, you have an upcoming appointment with us. These are all things that we will be calling you for. Again, Social Security employees will never threaten you for information. We will not state that you face potential arrest or other legal action if you fail to provide that information. Again, in that case, the call is fraudulent and you should just hang up and do not give out any information. If you suspect that the call you received was fraud, steps that you want to take. You want to make sure that you are on the National Do Not Call Registry, which is donotcall.gov. And if you suspect fraud or financial exploitation from Social Security, then you want to contact Social Security's Office of the Inspector General. I will make sure that Mary and Nancy get the presentation so that if anyone wants the links, you guys can have these. So the Office of Inspector General website is oig.ssa.gov, or you can call the 800 number from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 800-269-0271. Also, if you suspect elder abuse, you can also call our Elder Care Locator and connect with local reporting agencies. That does bring me to the end of my presentation. Here at Social Security, we want you to know that we are with you through life's journey. And I thank you for your attention and questions so far, and I will take any additional questions now.
Okay.
Takia, I have a question.
Okay.
So at age 65, I have to apply for Medicare? Do I have
Yes.
to?
Normally, yes, everyone would have to at 65, unless you are still working and covered under your current employer's group health plan. It has to be 20 or more employees. And if you are, again, still working and covered under that current employer's health plan, then you do not have to take that Medicare at 65.
Okay.
Also, let's say I am married and my spouse is still working and I'm covered under my spouse's current employer. That also counts. It has to be a current employer group health plan. It cannot be a retiree plan, a COBRA plan, or an Affordable Care Act plan.
Okay.
So I have a question along with that one. So you have to call and report it though, that you have the coverage?
No, you do not have to call and report it. But once you stop working, or let's say your employer stops your coverage, you have 8 months to then contact us and apply for that Medicare without penalty.
Okay, because I was told you have to call and let them know.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard someone say it earlier today on my other presentation, and I said that no, we'll say thank you. We might tell you happy birthday, but there's no information for that. It's just verified once you're ready to file to receive that Medicare.
Okay, because I also had another friend of mine say, well, you could probably do better. You should call Medicaid or Medicare or whatever it is and sign up for that because their benefits are good. And I said, but I'm fully covered.
Right, as long as you're working and fully covered under your current employer's health plan, you're fine, Nancy. You do not have to
Okay.
take the Medicare.
Okay,
And
so go on.
And with Medicare, it is $144.60 a month that you're paying for Part B. And then if you need a supplemental insurance, which will be a Part C and or Part D, which is prescription drug plans. So while it does sound like a good idea at first, because I wish my insurance was $144 a month, but once you start tacking on everything else that you may need in that plan, it may not be feasible for you to change that if you're still working and covered under that employer health plan.
Well, it wouldn't be for what I pay.
Right.
So. And then there is a question in the chat box. A payee, how do you request those?
Normally, we, as in Social Security, the agency, will decide if a person needs a payee. So let's say a client applies for disability benefits and we find that they're not able to manage their own benefits, then we would then suggest that they will not suggest, we will then tell them that they need a payee in order to receive their benefits. If you believe an individual needs a payee, you can contact your local office. I'm just gonna see if I can go to my link. You can contact your local office and let them know exactly what you would need, to apply for that payee. So let's say I wanted to be my mother's payee and it's because she can't manage her benefits. Then at that point, like, I have to explain that to Social Security when I'm calling to schedule the appointment. Or if someone has a legal guardian, or a conservator from a court conservatorship, those are recognized as well, but Social Security does not recognize power of attorney. So if someone has power of attorney for a family member, we do not recognize that.
I'm the person that asked that question. And the reason why I asked that question is I work with vulnerable veterans, and a lot of times they're homeless, and when they apply for their benefits, there are some concerns about managing their money, which puts them at risk for homelessness for various issues. And so I was just wondering, how could I tip off the Social Security myself?
I mean, you could. So, I mean, if you, again, the fraud information I put up, it's not just for scam calls, that's for any type of Social Security fraud. So if you think someone is taking their money, like any of those things, you can definitely report it there. But if you think someone needs a payee, like it's so much more information that we need to go in depth with that. Like, we would still need someone that would need to be able to manage the benefits. We need to have a person that's recommended for them to do that.
Okay, and you don't have a list of potential representatives like neutral parties?
We do have them. So there are certain agencies that will serve as a representative payee for individuals, but it's depending on what location they're in. But there are agencies that will serve as a representative payee for individuals.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
And there's another question in the chat box. Do you need to switch to Medicare if you have a health plan through the military?
I always tell everyone I assume that's TRICARE for that person who asks that. And I never want to say, yes, you have to take Medicare Part B, even though you have TRICARE. You have to talk to your VA rep in regards to those benefits to see if you need to take the Medicare Part B. So you want to make sure that you start early enough. So 3 months before your 65th birthday is when you're eligible to apply for Medicare. So you want to make sure that you're starting early to get those questions out to your, like I said, your benefit rep at the VA to ask if you need to take the Medicare as well as the TRICARE, because we don't want individuals to have to pay for both.
I have a question about the Medicare, because there are so many different Medicares, A, B, D. Is there someone, let's say, such as yourself, that can help us to tell the difference between those?
Well, I can try to tell you the difference quickly,
Mm-hmm.
but not, is Ms. Webb?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Ms. Webb, yes. Parts A and B are what you will hear referred to as original Medicare.
Okay.
Okay. So that is before they added in the Part C and D, which are supplemental plans. So parts A and B are what you're working and paying the taxes for, and that's what you're eligible for at 65.
Oh,
So
okay.
you file for those two benefits, those two parts with Social Security. Then parts C and D are plans that you choose on your own. So you can get those plans through private insurers, or you can choose them through the marketplace, through the Medicare marketplace as well when they have open season.
Okay.
Mary said Macomb Community Action helps folks enroll in Medicare C and D. Yay!
Oh, okay.
I was going to say my other suggestion was the Area Agency on Aging, as they also have MALP assistance. So they help individuals plan and pick those supplemental plans with Medicare.
Okay.
Yep, and enrollment is October 1st through December 7th.
Okay.
Preparing for that.
Okay.
Oh, joy.
Are there any other questions?
Yes, I just have a follow-up question. Thank you for explaining the A, B, C, and D. So the A and B is what we pay into right now when we work, so we don't pay for A and B Medicare plan?
So when it's time for you to receive Medicare benefits, Part A, there is no premium amount for Part A, but Part B, there is a monthly premium. And this year it's $144.60 a month. So it does normally, like if we get a cost of living increase again, then the Medicare may go up again. So that's normally how it fluctuates. But again, that's per month, not pay period, if that makes sense. But yes, so what you're paying for is taxes into the Medicare program itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the government pays a portion, kind of like how your health insurance works with an employer. The government pays a portion and then you pay a portion for the premium.
Okay.
But that's for parts A and B.
Yes.
Parts C and D have separate premiums that are outside of Social Security and Medicare, because those are private, right, for prescription drugs, or the Part C is supplemental.
Okay.
So let's say I had parts A and B and I want to enroll in HAP for my Part C and D plan. So I would be paying $144 for Part B, and then my HAP maybe, another $25 or another $30 a month. But that is now supplementing all of my insurance. So I may not have any other out-of-pocket costs if I have, to go to the hospital or doctor's office.
Okay. So it sounds like you can pay almost $200 per month.
Some individuals can pay a lot more. There are higher premiums for income individuals who have higher incomes.
Okay.
So depending, it's a lovely lady I like to call IRMA. It stands for Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. And IRMA, nobody likes her because she wants you to pay more money for your Medicare. So individuals who have more income, Medicare wants them to pay more money. And unfortunately, Medicare does not have anyone that comes out and does what I do about Medicare. So I'm normally the bad guy who tells everybody they have to pay more money for their Medicare.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that.
No problem. Thank you. These are great questions.
I got a question. So for myself, I could qualify for Medicare at age at age 62, the early, not Medicare, Social Security, not Medicare is 65. That's the medical.
Right. So Medicare is 65,
right.
But your retirement, yes, is
Yeah.
early as 62.
Yeah.
That's the earliest.
So I believe that the full benefits are at 70, and the other one is 67, I believe, based on my age. 67, I believe.
So your full benefit is 67.
Okay.
And then you can get what we call delayed retirement credits. And that is an extra 8% per year where you don't take your Social Security between 67 and 70.
Okay. So this is what my concern is. At age 62, how much am I losing? What percentage am I losing versus at age 67?
30%.
Okay. And so there are some people who say that the amount that you would gain anyways, it becomes equal the longer you live. So if they take their benefits at age 62 earlier, they catch up based on some age of where they live. I wanted to know if that's correct.
That is actually correct. It's what we used to call a break-even point.
Okay.
With Social Security. So I would say, okay, Ms. Webb, let's have a seat and let's go over this. I'll say, well, at 62, you are eligible for $700. At 67, you are eligible for $1,000. Now, we'll go over that course of 5 years that you would be waiting and you wouldn't collect any payments between 62 and 67 to get $1,000 a month. But now you have, and don't get me to telling stories about my math being bad. You have 12 months at 5 years that you would be collecting $700 a month. So you have to look at how many months I'll be collecting that $700 as opposed to while I'm waiting on this extra $300. So if I can collect $12,000 a year for 5 years, as opposed to waiting for $1,300 in 5 years, that's where we would look at those numbers. Now, the Social Security representatives used to be able to sit down and go over this with you. That was years ago. I remember Mary said, I've been here for 12 years. We used to be able to sit and do this, and they stopped us from doing that. Why? Because if I would have said, hey, Mary, all right, we're going to go over your numbers, and Takia says you should take the benefits now and don't wait because anything could happen. And the next thing you know, Mary lives to be 112, and she's pissed with Takia because she could have collected a lot more money, and she's coming to look for us, and she wants to sue me and Social Security because I told her to do it. But I'm not going to be there, Mary. I'm gone. So that's unfortunately why agents aren't able to assist with that, because that also takes into a role more so getting into financial planning and financial advising.
You know what, and I've heard the end from the financial advisors, their end. But as I'm getting closer to 62, I've been working and paying into Social Security since I was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Webb.
I
Never
have
thought
been
I'd be
working.
working here.
Yeah, I've been working for 40 years here, 40 plus years. And out of the 40, at least 37 of them was hard labor as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where my struggle is at that point. But I'm glad to know that everything is going up, and you can't just rely on Social Security.
That is correct.
You need that as your income, and you should get it because you've been paying into. I've been paying into the taxes, so it's not free money. I've been paying into this for 40 years.
Ms. Webb, I hate to hear on the media when they call Social Security an entitlement benefit. It's not an entitlement because, again, it's like an insurance. It's an insurance.
Right.
I'm paying something for every month. I'm paying something every check, every pay period, and I am going to get something back at the end. It's an insurance. That's how I believe it should be stated. But they never listen to me, Ms. Webb.
Yeah. So this, the juggle is
it's a gamble, and I say for Social Security retirement, it's the biggest gamble that you'll take because you don't know how long you're going to live. So I can't say, even for me, when I look at it, both of my parents passed away young. So I know, even though my full retirement age is 67, I want my benefits at 62 because I don't know how long I'm going to live. But that's my personal decision because I know my family's health history.
So, I get it. I get it because I'm looking at. But see, this was my concern as I'm nearing my six. I'm coming up on 62 real quick. I wanted to have a different career at 62, but not a full-time career. So I had hoped to part-time teach, for example, but I don't know if I want to do that now, given the state of what's going on in that profession and the coronavirus issue. So I had planned to retire from the current job that I have and not apply for Social Security yet, but just to retire from there and pick up a part-time job, but something that I really wanted to do in my life before I stopped working altogether. Because I don't believe that people should just not do anything, because to me, you live longer when you're more productive. To me, that's just my opinion. And just work part-time, live off of my investments until I reach about 67, then apply for Social Security. That's my plan. We'll see though. We shall see. It may change because the coronavirus has changed a whole bunch of stuff now.
Yes. Thanks, Sandra. I was gonna say I hear that too.
Yes, coronavirus has the pandemic has really turned the world upside down. And so, Takia, I just want to say thank you so much. Virtual
Thank you.
snaps for you. Snaps for Takia.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you
good.
so much.
This was very good.
I think so too. And I knew everyone would truly enjoy your presentation. So I thank you for that.